Good morning and welcome to the Class of 2021's final assembly of the year.
Our Leavers Assembly and Leavers Production.
Normally we'd be performing this in the hall, but COVID has struck again and we couldn't be sure that we would all be able to get together and share this live.
So instead, we created you an online version.
Before we start, Mrs. Jackson would like to say a few words. This has taken 147 takes and at least 6 charges of Mrs. Ottewell's camera battery.
So Year 6, here we are at the end of your incredible journey at Grappenhall Hayes, and what a journey it has been. You as a class will always have a really special place in my heart as we began our Grappenhall Hayes journey together. 7 years ago, as you were in reception, I've had the privilege of watching you grow all the way through to Year 6, and it's been a pleasure. I'm very proud of each and every one of you, and never more so proud of the way you've coped with the challenges of this year. To the parents of Year 6, thank you for your continued support and your understanding this year in what has been a challenge for you, for us as a school, and for the children. The children are an absolute credit to you, and I'm sure, like me, you're very proud of them. So Year 6, I will see you in class shortly, where we get to enjoy our final day here at school together.
We are gutted not to be in the hall today, but it's nice to know that across the world our friends and family can join in our final assembly and enjoy our awesome acting skills, and that we'll be able to watch it as many times as we want with our grandparents and parents.
This recording will share with you our Year 6 production, followed by some photos and videos of our last year at primary school.
Please grab a drink, it's a long one, sit back, relax and relive our last year.
How to sum up the last 12, maybe even 18 months? All we can say is, wow, what a year.
Wow, what a year it's been. In fact, what a year and a half it's been. As we reach the end of term, I think we should look back on all things we've been through during these extraordinary times. So how about something positive to start with? Any ideas?
Well, last year we had 4 months of new school followed by the summer holidays and then new school again at the start of 2021.
Hooray! I said tell me something positive. Anyway, I'm glad that all of you, well, most of you, still kept up with your schoolwork at home. What else?
Having time to just take things a little slower.
Binge watching my favourite box sets on Netflix and Disney Plus.
Following Captain Tom doing his amazing work for the NHS.
Ah, Captain Tom, what a hero, and what a legacy he's left. We'll talk more about him later on, shall we? So what else made things bearable?
Not having to go to the hairdressers because they were closed. Result.
Okay, thank you. So on the flip side, what about the things we struggled with?
My mum deciding to cut my hair herself. She made a right mess of it. You should have seen my dad's.
Yes, I could tell. Don't worry, it'll grow back. So what else was difficult?
Nothing left on the supermarket shelves during the first lockdown.
Watching my parents struggle to keep their small business going.
Not being able to give my grandparents a hug, that was awful.
Aww. At a time when we were a bit scared and just needed to be close to people, we were told we had to keep our distance.
Yet here we are, over the worst we hope, and slowly getting back to normal. But it was tough for a while. As I said, what a year it's been.
Wow, what a year!
to March 2020. Who'd like to remind us what happened?
Well, cases of the COVID-19 virus were increasing. The whole country stopped what we were doing to listen to the radio or watch the TV as Boris made an announcement that we were going into lockdown to slow the spread of the virus and stop the NHS being overwhelmed.
We were told not to socialise, to only go out for essential shopping and to exercise and to wash our hands.
A lot. Restaurants, bars, theatres, cinemas, sports venues, a lot of shops, and most offices closed. People were told to work from home unless they were key workers.
School stayed open for key workers' children, but most of us, at the time, I suppose it felt like summer holidays had started early.
Yeah, but that feeling didn't last long, remember?
Of course, homeschooling and the rise of Seesaw.
Yes, Karen. I know I said I'd get the report room last Friday. No, I'm not taking advantage of the working from home arrangements. Yes, I realise this isn't a holiday. Yes, I'll email it this afternoon. No, I won't watch Loose Women and... Ethan, put that cat down! And forget. Yes, I promise. Goodbye, Karen.
Mum, is it subordinating conjunction or coordinating conjunction? I think it's subordinating, but I'm not sure.
Subordinating what? In my day it was nouns, verbs and adjectives we need to know about. Let's have a look. Hi, Karen. Yes, of course I'll spell check it. Yes, I know the directors will be reading it. No, I won't be full of grammatical mistake like last time. Yes, Karen. No, Karen. Well, I was quite impressed that I did use a fronted adverbial. Or was it dad waivers? You have a good day too, Karen. Now, a conjunction is submarine, you say?
It's okay, Mum. I've done it. Right, now I need to do my history. But it's my turn on the computer. It's not fair. Mum, it's my turn on the computer. No, it's my turn.
Hey now, what's all this noise? I'm trying to sleep. You know I'm working nights at the minute, so please just keep it down a bit, okay?
Sorry, Dad, but it's hogging the computer and I've got my maths to finish.
Yeah, right. You just want to play Among Us and Roblox. And it was you who wrote the iPad.
Enough! Right, you eat your cereal and you do your maths. What is it you're doing exactly? Show me.
Long division, but I'm really stuck on all these.
Well, let's see your working out then. Eh? That's not how you were taught long division when I was at school. What's all that multiplication nonsense? Look, just do it in your head, keep it to short division and ignore that decimal point.
But why? Mrs. Oswald says...
Just do it like that. You don't need to know why. Right, can I go back to bed now?
Not yet. There's a message on here from your mother. Can you call her for a chat? She's been forced to get home on her own.
But I spent 3 hours with her talking to her through the kitchen window when I delivered her shopping yesterday. Can't you phone her?
No, she's your mother. Anyway, I've got that report to write for Karen and these two to supervise.
No, it's mine. Okay, stop it, you two. Right, what schoolwork do you still have left?
I have my maths to finish and a science worksheet on electricity.
And I've got art and RE.
Right, here's what we'll do. Electricity, you say? Well, I suggest you plug in the Hoover and clean the upstairs. Then, there's a light bulb needs changing in the downstairs loo. Okay, art. Right. You can give the garden fence a coat of creosote. And art and history. Okay, you can ring your grandma and just want to talk about the olden days for 1 hour. Okay, RE. Let me think.
Hello, Karen. Yes, I'm just about to. No, I'm not on the settee with my feet up. Yes, I know how hard you work. It's just that my children are... Yes, I understand, Karen. Goodbye. Oh, dear Father who are in heaven, hear my prayer, take pity on me in my hour of need, and deliver me from this torture. Amen. Right, that's your RE sorted. I think I'll put my feet up for now and watch you swimming. If it's not one of my children, it's my husband, or his mother, or my sister, or Karen. Just when I think on the top of things, it's a seesaw message from the teachers. They think we've got nothing better to do. Everyone's driving me around the twist.
Trying to teach us history, the babies were moving across the floor. This algebra runs a mystery, no one can tell us what we learned it for. Dad says that he wishes he had listened more in school. I was always round the budget, just trying to look along. There's got to be a better way than this. We're going down the twist. This album's dedication is inviting us into. We know we never say it, we can't wait to go to school. Trying to teach these children is like herding grizzly bears. Our hats are off, our caps are off, with teachers everywhere. There's got to be a better way than this. We're going on a twist. Life used to be so simple, the old routine. Just give them all some cornflakes and bring them all to 3:15. There's got to be a better way than this. There's got to be a better way than this. We're going on a twist. We're going on a twist. We're going on a twist. We're going on a twist.
I think all of us were looking forward to returning to school after that, weren't we?
I knew my parents were happy when the new school year started in September. My mum says she has a newfound admiration for the teachers and can't believe what they put up with. But my dad, he thinks it's a piece of cake.
Haha, well, what can I say? We do try. But there were so many people who worked hard during lockdown, even though there were risks, just to keep us ticking over.
I remember, it was like watching a whole new set of Marvel superheroes coming together to battle a supervillain.
Yeah, COVID heroes unite and fight, or doctors assemble, or the age of face masks. I reckon they would make great films.
They certainly would.
This is my lair. Rather airy and spacious for a lair. I agree. But a lair nevertheless. And with a single click, my master plan for world domination is now implemented. Mwah! Ha! 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 Hello, you pathetic bunch. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Iris. Iris the Virus. Yes, okay, it's not the greatest name for a supervillain. There isn't much that rhymes with virus. I did consider Mona Corona. That just sounds like a whinging bottle of beer, which isn't very awe-inspiring. The big V was an option, but I figured people would think I was a second-rate rapper, whereas I'm more of a heavy metal fan. Louise the Disease, which was my mother's idea. Well, the less said about that, the better. So Iris the Virus is. Soon everyone will know my name as I wreak havoc, bringing Earth's inhabitants to their knees. Mwah ha 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 ha! Mwah ha 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 ha! Mwah ha ha ha! Since I breached my defences, who dares to challenge me?
I and my fellow NHS heroes will not cease in our efforts to keep the people strong and healthy in the battle against you.
We will work tirelessly in hospitals, clinics and surgeries, treating the ill and needy. We will not stop until we have found a vaccine to put an end to your wicked plans.
Curses! Doctors and nurses! But it will take more than you to defeat me. I am not just a threat to your health. The chaos I have created in your daily lives will be the ruin of you. Mwah! Ha! 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 Mwah, ha, ha!
The nation's transport workers will make sure things keep moving. We are up and down those motorways every day. You might think you can bring life to a grinding halt, Iris, but not on our watch.
No. We will continue to serve our communities, whatever the risk to ourselves might be, to make sure families always have food on their tables, although they may not have toilet roll or pasta, and strong white flour. Did anyone actually have time to make bread?
Yeah, with bananas. Ugh.
This can't be possible. I thought you humans had no backbone. You invertebrates. You were supposed to crumble as I unleashed my devastating power.
Well, that's where you're wrong. We'll keep building for our future, despite when you're nothing but a distant memory. We shall still be standing strong and looking good.
And we'll teach our future generations about how we stood together until you were no more. Time to face facts, Irish. You will be defeated. Me and my fellow COVID heroes, it's time to assemble. Unite and fight. Listen everyone, we are just the tip of the iceberg. Many millions more risk their own safety in the fight against this virus, and you yourselves showed such bravery, battling through hardship, loneliness and drastic change, going without your comforts and remaining steadfast throughout. And remember, every Thursday at 8 PM you clap for the NHS? Well, there's a chance to clap along with us. Feel free to join in. Hit it!
Sometimes life can be tough and you feel like you've had enough of the bad stuff coming your way and you need some help to do it. Don't worry, if you're under attack, there are people watching your back to get through. Oh, the strain and the stress, they'll make
Now before we go, I'd like to tell you about another hero.
As my colleague explained, there were so many heroes who emerged during this pandemic, but none of them captured our imaginations as much as this one certain person.
An army veteran of World War II decided in April 2020 that he was going to raise £1,000 for NHS charities by walking 100 laps of his garden before his 100th birthday.
As his story became national news, he was soon a household name, and his fundraising snowballed.
He walked his 100 laps in the 24 days running up to his birthday. The money he raised went a little beyond the £1,000 he hoped for. Donations totalled over £30 million and is still going up.
In recognition of his amazing efforts, he was made an honorary colonel, and on July the 17th, 2020, he became a Knight of the Realm where Her Majesty asked him to arise Sir Captain Tom Moore. Sadly, this remarkable gentleman passed away in February 2021, but the example he set, the inspiration to push through and care for each other, will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, Captain Tom.
So join us in an uplifting song to celebrate the life and achievements of this great man. Move over, Captain America. Here's to a real superhero. Here's to Captain Tom. 3 cheers for Captain Tom. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Now neighbors come in different shapes and sizes, big and small and young and old as well. And no matter what we raise, you still got a lot to learn. So there's a story that we'd like to tell. See down in England there is such a hero, a soldier by the name of Captain Tom. And as the virus hit, he got to do his bit, and he pulled his marching boots.
Well, we certainly needed inspirational characters like that to give us a lift through lockdown, didn't we?
Ha! It's a shame they couldn't inspire a bit more common sense into some people. Do you remember what happened in the supermarket? Middle-aged women.
Yeah, panic buying. What was all that about?
If you didn't get to the supermarket super early, there wasn't anything left on the shelves.
Well, except for stuff like broccoli, and who wants to eat that?
And why didn't everyone suddenly start stocking on toilet roll? I read a bit about coronavirus. I know where could I find out one of its symptoms was an increased need to go to the loo, but judging by my dad.
We went weeks without any We had to use kitchen roll until that ran out too.
Then what did you do?
You don't want to know.
Mum, where's Dad? He should have been back from the shop ages ago. It's way past dinner and I'm starving. The iPad has run out, so no way expected to entertain myself.
I'm sure it won't be long now. Then we can have dinner. It's going to be fish fingers, chips and baked beans tonight.
Yes, my favourite. You can't beat fish fingers, chips and beans.
And is he getting those deluxe creamy yoghurts I like for pudding? And a bottle of Coke? It's Friday, remember? We're allowed Coke on Fridays.
Well, they're on the list I gave him, so I expect so. Cranky love, what on earth has happened to you?
Have you been run over, Dad? Have you been mugged?
Have you been attacked by next door's Jack Russell again?
No, not that. I've been to Tesco. It's a good thing. I did try going to Lidl.
Yes, we know that. I sent you there with a list 2 hours ago. How did you get yourself in a state just going to Tesco?
You don't know what it's like out there. Since they announced this lockdown, the whole world's gone mad. It's every man for himself. They're stripping the supermarket shelves of everything. They're fighting in the aisles. I don't know how I managed to get out of there alive.
That sounds terrible, Dad. But did you still get our dinner?
Fish fingers, chips and beans.
Deluxe creamy yoghurts and a bottle of Coke.
Yeah. I got those on the list, more or less.
More or less? What do you mean? Did you or didn't you?
I did my best to make sure we had fish fingers, chips and beans for dinner, with yoghurt for pudding and Coke to drink. Sort of. It's just going to take a bit of imagination, okay? Now, I know they weren't on the list, but I've been thinking for a while now that we don't eat enough green veg, and there were plenty of peas and broccoli left in the shop. So...
Ugh, what about stuff you're supposed to get? Oven chips!
Ah yes, oven chips. Okay, they'd run out of those, but they had passed it. I thought if we cut them up and brush them with oil and oven bake them, ta-da, chips.
You're joking. I'll just stick to the fish fingers and baked beans.
Ah yes, baked beans. Okay, they'd run out of those too, but lovely chickpeas and tomato puree.
Chickpeas and tomato puree. Dad, that's great. At least then we got fish fingers.
Technically, yes, we have fish fingers. Maybe not quite what you used to, but fingers of fish nonetheless. I got the last 4 tins of sardines from the shop. I thought if we mush them up and roll them into finger-sized portions, and here's the best bit, they don't need cooking. We can eat them cold.
Oh, no way. Please tell me you found the yoghurts.
Ah, yes, see? I got the last 2 litres of milk. Here's the best bit, it's out of date. If we leave it in a warm place for a while, hey presto, yoghurt.
Ugh, that is disgusting!
Well, what about the Coke? Let me guess. You got some OXO cubes and thought that you could just pop one in a bottle of sparkling water and give it a quick shake?
Bright minds think alike, love. Oh, I'm sorry everyone, but I tried. I really did. Fish fingers, chips, beans, yoghurt, Coke. There's just none left.
We know it's not your fault. Well done for trying your best. Okay, I suppose we can get a takeaway. I think I saw on the news that they're allowed to stay open. I'll give the Chinese a ring, shall I?
Yes, Chinese. Great idea. So, Dad, what's in the other bag?
Oh yes, see? Look, I managed to pick up these from the newsagents on the way home. 20 copies of today's Daily Mail.
And what, may I ask, are we supposed to do with those? It's not an attempt to get us to read more instead of being on our screens, is it?
Well, there was one more thing on the list that they'd run out of.
What was that? Ta-da! Loo roll.
Lockdown certainly did present us with a few challenges, didn't it? So many rules and regulations which meant big changes to our lives. Cleaning a classroom 10 times a day was one of them. If I ever see that pair of marigolds ever again.
I found some of the instructions that we were given by the government really confusing, and they were always changing. The people in charge were struggling to know what to do for the best sometimes. It seems even experts don't agree all the time. The thing is, if they can't make their minds up, how are we supposed to know what to do?
Shops had to shut, then they could open, then they had to shut again.
We couldn't go to restaurants, then we were told to eat out to help out, then we were told we couldn't do that.
We weren't allowed to play sports. Then we were, but only outside. But we couldn't go and watch our favourite teams play. I couldn't keep up.
And the whole thing about bubbles and tears, who you could see, where you could see them, and for how long. I don't really envy the people who have to stand up week after week in front of the cameras and update the nation.
Here we go again. We've got the green screen up and running. I didn't get any sleep last night worrying about this. Did anybody check the slides already?
Yeah, don't worry. We've got the tech team to fix the next slide please button. It seems that every week we have to tell the people something different and they have to do it to stop this virus spreading.
No wonder they're getting confused. I'm confused. Maybe we're just not making things clear enough for them. Don't leave the house unless you have to leave the house. Don't go to work unless you have to go to work. Simples.
You can mix with people in a bubble of 6, unless there's an R in the month and it hasn't rained for 3 days. Then there's the tiers. You're in this tier, they're in that tier. The whole thing's had me in tiers.
Which is why we need a different approach. So did you manage to read the document I prepared? Do you think it'll work?
Well, it's worth a try. It can't do any harm.
It's certainly radical, I'll give you that. We might as well give it a shot.
Okay then, let's do this. Cue the green screen.
Thank you everybody for joining us at today's COVID briefing. Now, as you are aware, the situation with regard to this virus remains critical and unprecedented. Next slide, please.
Button is broken again. We understand that the instructions we have previously given may have been somewhat unclear, leaving many of you unsure about what you need to do.
However, while we wait for the next set of scientific findings and useful data from which we will come up with another set of different instructions for you, there are 3 things we need you to do. 3 things which have remained the same since the beginning of all this.
Hands, face, space. Well done, and we would really like to reinforce these, just so you're in no doubt. Firstly, wash your hands at every opportunity, as you know we can pick up the virus from infected surfaces. Secondly, keep a 2 meters distance from others when you leave your homes for essential activity.
And thirdly, always wear a medical grade mask to reduce the risk of transmitting and contracting the virus through your breath. Now, we have said these things before, but many people still don't seem to understand.
So to shake things up a little bit, to make the message a little more funky and groovy, especially for you younger, cooler dudes out there, let's, in a socially distanced manner, rock. Next song, please.
Lockdown for our security. There's gonna be some changes to the life we used to lead. Come on! Hey! Yes, we see the reason, we understand it all. But all the same, it's still a pain, it just ain't rock and roll. Come on! Hey! And if we're gonna get through it, we just gotta do it. Hey! And if we're pulling together, this don't make us better. It's all one for all. Yeah! Put that mask on your face. Give each other some space. Wash your hands every chance you get. We'll beat this yet. Hot blood sweat. Hey! Yeah! Hey! No, it won't be easy not hanging out with friends, but we'll keep social distance till this situation ends. Come on! And covering our faces, they ain't not flattering. But there's one bright side, you must get behind that pimple on your chin. Come on! Hey! I know it's doing us fooling, we stick to the rules. Hey! I know it's doing us fooling, we stick to the rules. It's all for one and one for all. Yeah! Put that mask on your face. Give each other some space. Wash your hands every chance you get. We'll beat this yet. Hot no sweat. Put that mask on your face. Give each other some space. Wash your hands every chance you get. We'll beat this yet. Hot no sweat. Yeah!
Hey, back off, man. Social distance, remember?
Oh yes, my apologies. What a silly Billy I am. Well, my word, that was very energetic. Look, I even took my tie off. Rock and roll!
I think we found that having a sense of humour certainly helps us cope with life's challenges.
But we mustn't forget that the COVID pandemic and lockdown have been devastating for so many people. Jobs have been lost, livelihoods have been ruined, and families have struggled to adapt to huge changes.
Yes, We've taken a look at a few aspects of lockdown in a light-hearted way this evening, but the pressures these and other things have created are very real.
And the effects of social distancing have led to loneliness, isolation and depression in lots of vulnerable people. In our efforts to shield older family members, they've often gone months without connecting with the people they love.
And of course, lives have been lost. Some of us may have been more personally affected by this than others, but as individuals, families, a school, a nation and the world, we have all been touched by what has happened.
So let's take a moment to think about and remember those who throughout these difficult times have paid the highest price.
I believe there is a place in my heart. I can go there when I please. It is filled with the things that I love and memories I keep. I believe there is a place in my heart, and I go there when I choose. I can see all the things that I love, and that's where I see you. And even though times have been tough, still we see the light in my heart. When arms apart, we fly so high. We fly so high. I believe there is a place in my heart. I can go there when I please. It is filled with the things that I love and memories I keep. I believe there is a place in my heart, and I go there when I choose. I can see all the things that I love, and that's where I see
Come on, let's try and finish on something positive, shall we? What has given us hope, apart from Prosecco and gin? Any ideas?
The vaccine. It's the light at the end of this tunnel.
Hooray! What a fantastic job those scientists did. How hard they worked to get it ready so quickly.
I bet there were some celebrations in the lab on the day they made the breakthrough. I wish I'd been a fly on the wall.
Hello, YouTube! You join us at the lab, where we're having a party! We've done it! The final test results are back, and we have and ladies and gentlemen, we have an effective vaccine. Needless to say, we are very jolly. Let's get a reaction from Professor Hans Facenspace, who co-led this research. Professor Hans Facenspace, tell us how you're feeling.
Hello everyone! Yes, it's been a crazy few months, we haven't stopped, but here we are with the finish line sign, and we're celebrating!
Hey, Pamela, say hello to you too. Great Professor Pandemic. Pandemic? Do you get it? Professor Pandemic, without whose efforts we wouldn't be here. Come on, Pam, say something.
Hi, well yes, it's been an amazing breakthrough, but we're only doing our jobs. This is just what we do.
And this is where it all happened. We've been locked in this lab 24/7 and we haven't seen daylight for months. But
Now we can finally relax a little. And some of us are a little more relaxed than others. Right, we have some final loose ends to tie up before we send this off to the manufacturers. So it's goodbye from the lab. So, Professor Facenspace, Professor Dimmick, let's crack it on.
Hang on. Where is it? The final formula. I left it here. I'm sure I did. It was just next to my hummus, salumi and cucumber wrap.
What the? You've got to be kidding. Don't tell me after all our hard work. Wait, I mean you have lost it? I'm talking about the formula, not your lunch.
Don't blame me. I know I left it here. Right here.
This cannot be happening. I've given up my whole life to work on this. I haven't seen my children in a year. You idiots!
Who are you calling idiot? I have a PhD from Oxford University, I'll have you know.
And I've been nominated 3 times for a Nobel Prize. If anyone's an idiot, it's you. This party was your idea. Oh, it's
not my fault, it's your fault. It's your fault. Not mine. You.
So you're awake, are you?
And what are you sniggering at? This isn't funny!
And why are you filming this? You should be helping us. That formula is kind of important.
Oh my goodness, you should see your faces. It's hilarious. This is definitely going on YouTube.
Excuse me? Have you lost your marbles?
Do you even know what's going on here? We've lost the formula.
I'm going to put this disaster on YouTube. Stop going at once.
Relax, you've just been pranked. Oh, your faces. Comedy gold. We haven't lost the formula. It's here in my pocket. At least I thought it was. Oh no, it must have fallen out when we went to buy more champagne.
You idiot!
Only joking. Here it is, safe and sound. But really, your faces.
You pranked us? Why would you prank us?
Oh, come on, it's just a bit of fun. And anyway, now everyone will see that scientists aren't boring and that we do have a sense of humour. Guys, come on, sense of humour. Scientists take a joke. Yes? No? Please, sure can see the funny side. Oh no.
Ha! Talk about looks on faces. Did you see hers?
Is she right though? Do people think scientists are just a boring bunch? How can we change that?
By dancing to a song and sticking it on YouTube. Come on gang, let's show there's more to us than meets the eye.
Found
say it again. Wow, what a year. Such extraordinary times we've all lived through. One day, children like you will learn about our experiences in their history lessons.
I suppose this has been like the Blitz, hasn't it? Everyone standing together in the face of a common enemy.
And when it's properly over, maybe we'll all notice that things have changed for the better. Maybe we'll all learn to appreciate what we have and not take anything or anyone for granted.
And we'll make the most of the opportunities to do all those things and to be with all those people we've missed since this craziness started.
And I'm gutted that we'll never get a snow day ever again. Silly Seesaw.
Okay everyone, all that's left to say is thank you for joining us here today. How wonderful that we can all at last be here together again. Here's the light at the end of the tunnel, and finally being free.
Yay!
production brings back a lot of memories. Talking of memories, despite the challenges of the year, we've had a brilliant time in Year 6 and lots of fantastic memories that we will cherish forever.
Despite sitting in rows, despite remote learning, and despite not being allowed to sing in class. Poor Mrs. Tyson. We've had an epic journey throughout Year 6.
Let's take a look back at all the things we have done.
Year 6, it's our best bits.
There's a moment in your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming out, we can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, knocking out bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible, 'cause we're unstoppable. Oh, we're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. Every spotlight, every soundbite, everybody who gave up is just a fuel for wanting him more than anybody against us. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming now, we can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, knocking out bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll eyes, 'cause your future's ready to shine. It's just a matter of time before we learn how to fly. Welcome to the rhythm of the night. There's something in the air you can't deny. So let me know before I wave goodbye. When can I see you again? When can we do this again? When can I see you again? When can we do this again? Yeah, it's been fun, but now I've got to go. Life is way too short to take it slow. Before I go and hit the road, tell me when can I see you again? When can I see you again? When can I see you again?
We've had so much fun and learned so much this year, but our adventures are just beginning.
Not only are we heading to big school, but it won't be that long until I can learn to drive.
So in light of these huge changes in our lives, we thought we'd ask our amazing teachers and school staff for their thoughts and advice.
We spoke to them and asked them for their wise words of encouragement for our futures.
Our teachers are sat there thinking, they didn't talk to me. No, you're right, we didn't. Pause for the dawning realisation. Zoom in on the teachers' faces.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You could beat the world, you could beat the war. You can talk to God, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You could be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you gon' find yourself
standing in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah.
'Cause you burn with the brightest flame.
Yeah.
And the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah.
And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can go the distance, you can run the mile. You can walk straight through hell with a smile.
You could be the hero, you can get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke.
Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know if you never even try?
Do it for your country, do it for your name. 'Cause there's gonna be a day when you're
standing in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah.
'Cause you burn with the brightest flame.
Yeah.
And the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah.
And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame.
Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion.
On the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. 'Cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You could be the world,
ever seen the teachers look so trendy or have such amazing hair?
And Mrs. Clark is in talks with Ron about stealing his umbrella hat.
The best bit about filming that was that Mrs. Hamlet and Lara were in actually pretty much identical outfits that day.
Thank you, teachers. So before we move on to the obligatory baby photos, it's time to say thank you to teachers, teaching assistants and supporting staff, all of whom have made our time here so memorable.
Our parents also wanted to say a few words.
This is a poem from the parents, and it's called We Will Miss You. I thought we'd say a poem rather than a speech, and I hope Mrs. Tyson you're very impressed. You are such special people, we want you to know. This is why we really wish we didn't have to go. Even though we are moving, you'll always be our friend. Maybe we can come and visit or write to you now and then. We will keep the memories close to our hearts, laughing now and then when we think of the funny parts. The children are excited for new adventures and for friends they are yet to know. Year 5 will be lucky to have you. You're such amazing people. Trust us, we know. We will miss you.
We'd like to thank our parents too. You've helped us through a tricky year, and we're sure that you loved remote learning as much as we did.
So to mark the end of our primary school journey, let's take a look back at our lives from the past 11 years.
We have all grown so much, developed so much, and progressed to become the remarkable young people that you've seen perform today.
Some of us haven't been here for that long, but we know what a special place Grafton Hall Hayes is.
And although we are excited for the next step in our learning journey, we are going to miss this place.
Tissues at the ready, everybody. It's a tearjerker bit.
I'm never gonna
When tomorrow comes, I'll be on my own, feeling frightened of the things that I don't know. When tomorrow comes, tomorrow comes, tomorrow comes. And though the road is long, I look up to the sky, and in the dark I found lost hope that I won't fly. And I sing along, I sing along, then I sing along. I got all I need when I got you and I look around me and see a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. You stole my heart when you shine it in my eyes. Can't lie, it's a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. 'Cause you're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. Oh, I see the shadows long beneath the mountaintop. I'm not afraid when the rain won't stop. 'Cause you light the way, you light the way, you light the way. I got all I need when I got you and I look around me, see sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. You stole my heart when you shine it in my eyes. Can't lie, it's a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. Yeah, yeah. You're my flashlight, light, light. You're my flashlight, light, 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 light. Oh, you're my flashlight. Oh, I got all I need when I got you and I around me. You and I, stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. Getting me through the night. You stole my heart when you shine it in my eyes. It's a sweet life. Stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. Getting me through the night. 'Cause you're my flashlight. 'Cause you're my flashlight. You're my flashlight, light, light. You're my flashlight, light, light. Yeah, yeah. You're my flashlight.